All I wanted was to get to Florida. So we were going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship zooming through the sky, or at least that was the plan. It was a simple plan. My mom had bought us tickets to go to Florida. We were supposed to land in Destin, which is in the Panhandle. Before we get started with that story, I need to tell you a little bit of another story. My wife had a dream, and because we were going to Florida, Florida has alligators or crocodiles, dinosaurs that like to bite you. And we had this she had this dream where crocodiles or alligators were always chasing her, and there was a bunch of them. And so everything that went wrong on this trip, I just kept looking at my wife and saying, there's another alligator. It was Tuesday. We were supposed to fly out on a Thursday when all of our flights got canceled. Now that wasn't going to be too bad, except for the fact that our flights originally were going to be there was going to be 4 flights. We were going to leave Spokane, transfer, land in Destin. That's a lot of flights. Now, we couldn't just fly directly from Spokane to Destin, so I had to make it a destination flight, which meant I had to go to Dallas, Texas, and then from Dallas to Destin. And so it was all one-way tickets for 4 people, my whole family. I had, so now that those 2 tickets, because the return trip wasn't affected as of yet, were all gone and null. So I quickly went online and realized I couldn't rebook anything because there was a giant storm moving in and taking over the Midwest and was disrupting all planes everywhere. So I called Southwest Airlines, which was the company we were working with, not a sponsor. Would be very interesting if they decided to sponsor a YouTuber with 150 some odd subscribers. I wouldn't say no. But anyway, I call and I get this wonderful lady on the phone. Let's call her Deb. Deb was amazing. Deb did such an incredible job of trying to get me flights as close to Destin as possible, with as little problems as possible. She did a great job of making sure we had decent layovers to make the next flights so that we would land where we needed to land. The closest we could get, though, was New Orleans. So the rental car I had originally gotten was now closed off. I canceled that rental car that was going to get in Destin. It was now I had to get a new rental car in New Orleans. It must have been winter, spring break or something, because all the rental companies didn't have vehicles, especially New Orleans, and it wasn't Mardi Gras, so I don't know why all the cars were gone. So Deb did a fantastic job of getting us where we needed to go, making sure all the flights were in place. We were going to have to land in New Orleans and then drive 4 hours, getting us at our final destination of Destin, Florida at 1 in the morning. After a full flight, catching a 6 a.m. flight out of Spokane. That was going to be an extremely long day. I was not looking forward to it. So we get on the plane, and everything so far is going according to plan. Again, we had to do our flights from Spokane to Dallas, and then Dallas to New Orleans. So when I go at the airport, I asked the front desk agent, could I please have my final destination is New Orleans? Could you make to avoid having to leave security at Dallas, Texas, and grab my bags, put them back through security, rechecking them, could I please just forward them all the way to New Orleans? And she said, of course, that's not a problem. This is very easy. Front desk agent was amazing. So everything so far is going according to plan. We take off from Spokane. We land in Denver for our first layover. In Denver, I see a plane leaving for New Orleans in 2 hours. I wonder, and I text my family, and actually one of my sister-in-law says, why don't you just go ask and see if they can catch a flight out of there using one of the New Orleans planes? You're going to the same place. And they might be able to forward your bags on sooner. So I walk up to the desk and I tell my story. Hey, I'm going to New Orleans, but I have to go through Dallas to get there. Could I please just take this flight? And the lady started talking to me. She was very awesome. Let's call her Sarah. Sarah was a boss. Sarah was incredible. She goes, because she hears my whole story about how I'm going to be catching a flight going all the way to she hears the whole story about how I'm catching a flight going all the way to Destin, but I have to go to New Orleans and all the things that got canceled and blah 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 blah. And she goes, well, why are you going to New Orleans when you could just go to Destin? And I was like, yes, that is the problem. That is the issue. I would love to just go straight there. I don't want to fly. I want to go right to where I need to be. So she goes, well, we're going to get you there. So she starts working her magic. Sarah's working hard. And she cruises. She fights hard. She goes on the phone. She's forwarding bags. She gets us a plane ticket. We don't catch the New Orleans flight. No. She does it one better because she's a queen and she knows what she's doing. And she gets us tickets that do have to go to Dallas, but we catch a flight out of Dallas to land in Destin. Boom, baby. Let's go. And we land. So again, I have to cancel my car rental from New Orleans, and I have to redo my car rental that was in Destin. Shouldn't be a problem. And all the things I wanted to do were there on the app, on the Enterprise app. So me and my family fly to Dallas. Not too much of a problem. Have an issue where we had to pay $60 for a family of 4 to eat dinner. Are you kidding me? Besides that, we then catch our little plane to Destin, and we walk down, and I look at my wife, and I say, there's been a lot of crocodiles so far. I wouldn't be surprised if one took our luggage to New Orleans. I shouldn't have said anything. Because when I look at the baggage claim, there is not one set of our 4 checked bags in sight. 2 bags filled with clothes, 2 car seats. Southwest gives us 2 car seats, which is great and very helpful. I go to get my, we kind of anticipated this problem. So we had put like fresh change of clothes for the girls in our checked bag. We didn't put any for us, which we probably should have done, because our bags didn't show up for 2 days. 2 days we sat in our own clothes. The only pair of clothes we had. The clothes that I don't know if you guys have ever traveled through an airport before, or have traveled long distances via airplane, but your clothing just gets like awkwardly sticky. And I'm not sure how that happens, but that's an airport special feeling that attaches to your clothing. I don't know if it's like the reused air in the airplane or what. But that wasn't the only problem when we landed. It was a major problem, don't get me wrong, but it wasn't the only problem. The other problem that we had also happened to be that the rental car that we tried to get, even though we reserved it, there was only 2 cars left in the lot. So we went with a very tiny car. That kind of worked. 2 days later, my bags arrive. 2 of my bags arrive. My clothing arrives. My car seats are still gone. On the receipt, on the bag, it says 1 of 4, but it did not say, even though it said 1 of 4 and 2 of 4, 3 of 4 and 4 of 4 were not there. They were gone. So the lady from Southwest calls me from baggage check, and she goes, let's call her Doreen. Doreen goes, hey, did you get those bags? Just wanted to check in. And Doreen was wonderful, by the way. Praise God for all these 3 women who were helping us out this day. I'm like, Doreen, I got 2 of my bags, and I have no idea where the car seats are. It does say 1 of 4 and 2 of 4, but I'm missing 3 and 4 of 4. And she goes, man, you guys have had a trip. I'll figure it out. She hangs up. The FedEx guy that shows up the next day looks at me and says, I've heard of your story, and I can't imagine how you've been doing. When the FedEx guy hears the entirety of your story and how your trip was a complete mess, could somebody have that means that was quite the story. Florida was great though. It only rained and was 50 degrees for most of the weekend, or most of the week. But I got to be with my family, and I couldn't have cared less. Florida was wonderful vacation. So, guess what I'm saying is, who wants to go to Florida?